beloved soul, lean close and let your spirit rest in the calm of these words, for they are not spoken by chance nor carried by wind without purpose. I have been sent to you with intention, with heavenly urgency, with the kind of truth that does not arrive early or late, but precisely at the moment appointed by the Eternal One. You may think you simply stumbled across this message, but hear me clearly. Heaven does not deal in accidents. Every word you are receiving has been ordered. Every whisper laced with divine alignment, every sentence breathing with the breath of the one who called you from the womb. And so I tell you, believe it or not, the one you hold in the quiet chambers of your heart, the one your spirit has wrestled over, prayed for, waited for, has just discovered the truth about you. Not the shallow truth that human eyes perceive, not the surface story written by gossip, assumption, or fear, but the hidden truth, the sacred truth, the eternal truth that heaven itself placed in their path. They once resisted it, once blinded themselves to it, once dismissed the stirrings of their soul, but now the veil has been torn away. Their eyes have opened, their heart has awakened, their soul has been pierced, and in this moment they see you for who you truly are. For a long time, they thought you were simply another face, a fleeting encounter, a momentary season in their journey. They convinced themselves that you were ordinary, that you were replaceable, that you were merely a chapter they could close without consequence. But though they silenced the voice within them, their spirit knew. Deep inside, there was always a trembling recognition, a quiet stirring they could not quite put into words. And now that hidden stirring has been confirmed. Heaven has spoken louder than their doubts. The truth has shattered every illusion. What is the truth? That you are divine in destiny, chosen and set apart, carrying a light this world cannot replicate, a light that exposes the shadows and heals what was broken. You are not like the rest, and no matter how they tried to reduce you to the common, heaven has revealed that you are uncommon, anointed, consecrated. You are more than someone they loved, more than someone they once held close. You are bound to them, by purpose, by covenant, by destiny, by the invisible strings that heaven itself has woven. Now that their eyes are open, do not believe for a moment that they carry this truth lightly. No, beloved, truth is never weightless. It presses, it burns, it convicts, it rearranges. Their heart is trembling, their mind is racing, their spirit is unsettled, because the recognition of who you truly are comes with both beauty and burden. They feel regret, heavy and sharp, for all the times they overlooked you, for every moment they chose pride over love, for every instance they doubted your worth. They feel fear, for the way they mishandled a gift heaven entrusted to them, for the careless words, for the dismissive glances, for the seasons they abandoned what was holy. They feel awe, pure awe, because now they understand that heaven placed someone like you in their story not by accident, not by chance, but by divine orchestration. They see what they once mocked. They feel what they once ignored. They know what they once denied. This truth has pierced them like a double-edged sword, cutting through every excuse, every lie they told themselves to justify their blindness, and now they can never return to ignorance. But you, child of light, must remember this. You were always different. From the very beginning, heaven's fingerprint rested upon your soul. The way you loved was not the love of this world. The way you forgave carried eternity's patience. The way you endured suffering was not weakness but a divine strength few could comprehend. They now see what heaven has always known. They see the patience you carried when they tested your limits. They see the loyalty you extended even when they did not deserve it. They see the depth of your spirit, the purity of your heart, the resilience of your soul. What they once mistook for fragility, they now recognize as heavenly fortitude. What they once labeled simplicity, they now acknowledge as divine clarity. What they once thought was ordinary, they now realize is extraordinary, and that realization has undone them. You may ask yourself, why now? Why not earlier, when your heart ached for them to see, when you longed for their recognition, when you poured your soul into love that went unseen? Why did heaven delay? Beloved, understand this eternal mystery. God's timing is never late, nor is it careless. If the truth had been revealed too soon, they would not have valued it. They would have squandered the gift, treated it lightly, dismissed it again. If it had been revealed too Late the damage may have been irreversible, the distance too vast, the wounds too deep, but now in this divinely appointed moment, their heart has been softened, their pride has been broken down, their soul has been made ready to receive the truth. And so heaven has shaken them awake. They cannot go back to sleep. They cannot pretend ignorance any longer. This moment, this sacred now, is no accident. It is the culmination of divine orchestration, a tapestry woven by the hands of the Creator, who sees the end from the beginning. Every tear you shed, every prayer you whispered in the quiet of your soul, every moment you chose to love despite the pain of being unseen, these were not wasted. They were seeds planted in the fertile soil of faith, watered by your perseverance, and now, at last they are bearing fruit. The truth about you, the radiant truth of who you are, is breaking through like dawn after a long dark night. The fog is lifting, and the world is beginning to see what heaven has always known. You are chosen, you are anointed, you are anointed. You are a vessel of divine light. Consider the weight of this moment. The one you love, your special person, has been awakened to the truth. Their eyes, once clouded by distraction or pride, now see you clearly. Their heart, once hardened or indifferent, now feels the depth of your worth. This is not a small thing, beloved. This is heaven's hand moving in your story, rewriting the narrative that once caused you pain. The truth about you is no longer hidden in the shadows. It is stepping into the light, and it is undeniable. They see your heart, your strength, your unwavering love. They see the glow of heaven upon you, the calling that rests on your shoulders, the purpose that pulses through your veins. But this revelation is not just for them, it is for you too. It is a confirmation of what you have carried in your spirit all along. You have known deep within that you were made for more, that your love was not meant to be overlooked, that your light was not meant to be dimmed. And now, as heaven unveils this truth, you are stepping into a new season. This is a season of recognition, where those who doubted you will acknowledge you, where those who dismissed you will honor you, where those who tried to bury the truth will be compelled to speak it aloud. Your special person is only the beginning. Others will follow. Family will begin to sense the glow upon you. Friends will recognize the weight of your calling. Even strangers will feel the presence you carry, drawn to the light that shines from within you. This is your time, beloved. You are a city on a hill, a beacon of hope and truth in a world that so desperately needs it. Your light cannot be hidden any longer. The days of being underestimated, of being overlooked, of being misunderstood, they are coming to an end. Heaven has declared it, and the earth must align. The truth about you is resonating, reverberating through the hearts of those around you. It is a sound that cannot be silenced, a light that cannot be extinguished. You are stepping into a divine season where your purpose is made manifest, where your love is seen, where your faithfulness is rewarded. Yet, as this revelation unfolds, I know your heart is stirred with a complex blend of emotions. There is joy, deep, overflowing joy, because you have waited so long for this moment. You have longed for the day when they would see you, truly see you, for who you are. You have prayed for the fog to lift, for the truth to break through, and now it has. Heaven has vindicated you. The weight of being unseen is lifting, and the freedom of being known is washing over you like a cleansing wave. This is a moment of triumph, a moment of divine justice where the scales are balanced, and the truth is set free. But alongside this joy, there is also sorrow. Sorrow for the time that was lost, for the wounds that were inflicted, for the ache of what could have been if only they had seen sooner. There is a tender grief in knowing that. Their awakening comes with regret, with the realization of how they overlooked you, how they failed to cherish the gift of your love. This sorrow is real, and it is valid. It is the echo of a heart that has loved deeply, that has endured faithfully, that has carried the weight of being unseen. But hear me, beloved. You are not responsible for their blindness. You are not to blame for their delay. You carried your light with courage. You loved with the love of heaven, even when it was not returned. You stood firm in the strength of the Spirit, even when the world tried to dim your shine. Release the burden of their delay. It is not yours to carry. Let heaven heal the wounds of the past. Let God's timing restore what was broken. Let his peace wash over you like a river, soothing every scar, calming every storm. The truth is out now, and it cannot be undone. Your special person cannot unknow what they have seen, cannot unfeel what they have felt, cannot unhear the whisper of heaven that has declared your worth. This revelation will shape their path forward. It will either humble them, drawing them back to you with repentance and awe, or it will test them, and if pride wins, they may choose to walk away. But regardless of their choice, you are free. You are no longer bound by their blindness, no longer tethered to their misunderstanding. The truth has set you free, and you are stepping into the fullness of God's plan for your life. This is a pivotal moment, a turning point in your story. From this day forward, nothing will be the same. The landscape of your relationships is shifting. The dynamics that once defined your interactions are being rewritten. Those who once overlooked you will begin to see you in a new light. Those who doubted your calling will begin to sense its weight. Those who dismissed your love will begin to recognize its depth. This is not just about your special person, it is about the broader circle of your life. Family members who once took you for granted will begin to see the glow of heaven upon you. Friends who once failed to understand your heart will begin to honor the truth of who you are. Even strangers, drawn by the presence you carry, will sense that there is something extraordinary about you. The air around you is shifting, charged with a new and profound energy. It is the atmosphere of revelation, a season where the veils are thinning and the essence of things long hidden is being brought into the brilliant light of day. You are stepping out of a long winter of obscurity and into a springtime of divine visibility. For so long you have carried within you a sacred knowing, a truth about your identity and purpose, that seemed to be your secret alone. You whispered it to yourself on difficult days, you clung to it in the silence of the night when the world fell asleep to your presence. That truth, that you are a child of destiny, a bearer of light, a vessel of heaven's very glory, is now resonating beyond the confines of your own spirit. It is echoing in the hearts and minds of those around you, creating a resonance that can no longer be dismissed, ignored, or explained away. The world is waking up, rubbing the sleep from its eyes and beginning to truly see you. Not the curated version, not the mask worn for comfort or protection, but the authentic, radiant, and powerful truth of who you have always been in the eyes of God. Your life, in its entirety, is becoming a living testament, a walking, breathing narrative of divine faithfulness. Every season of waiting, every tear shed in the hidden place, every prayer that seemed to hit the ceiling and fall back down, each of these moments was not a sign of abandonment but a stitch in a grand tapestry. You are the proof, the evidence that God's timing is not just a concept but a perfect, intricate dance. His plans are not merely good in theory, they are good in their breathtaking, sometimes surprising, execution. His love is not a fleeting emotion but a foundational, unshakable reality that does not, cannot, and will not fail. You have traversed the valley of being unseen, a place where your footsteps seem to leave no mark and your voice seemed to create no echo. It was in that very valley, however, that your character was forged. Your dependence on the unseen God grew roots so deep that no storm can now uproot you. And now the geography of your life is changing. You are emerging, ascending onto the high mountaintop of promise, and from this vantage point, the light you have carried within, often feeling more like a flickering candle than a beacon, now shines with the intensity of the sun, visible for miles in every direction. It illuminates your path and becomes a guide for others still finding their way. But with this new altitude, this increased visibility, comes a necessary caution. The enemy of your soul, whose primary strategy has always been to distort and deceive, is deeply threatened by this revelation. His kingdom thrives in the shadows of misconception and lies. Your light exposes his workings. Therefore he will launch a counter-offensive not against your circumstances first, but against your heart. He will try to sow tiny poisonous seeds of doubt. He will whisper the old familiar lies in a new tone, hoping you will mistake his voice for your own. They're just being nice. This won't last. You're not really all that. Remember when you failed. Remember when you were rejected. He will try to pull you back into the mental and emotional shadows to make you nostalgic for a season of hiding because it felt safer. He will try to make you believe that you are still that unseen, unworthy, unnoticed person, that this new season is a mistake or a cruel joke. This is the most critical battle you will face in this new era. The battle for the belief in your own identity. I urge you, with every fiber of my being, to guard your heart with a ferocity born of heaven. Do not listen to those lies. You must become a gatekeeper of your own soul, rejecting every thought, every whisper, every feeling that does not align with the truth that has been declared over you. You are seen, completely and intimately, by the one whose opinion is the only one that eternally matters. You are known, every strength, every flaw, every dream, and every fear, and you are loved unconditionally in that knowing. The truth about you has been declared from the throne room of heaven, written in the scars on Jesus' hands, sealed by the Holy Spirit within you. It is a legal, spiritual, and eternal decree. No force in hell, no opinion on earth, no past mistake, and no present insecurity can undo what God has done. Your single most important task is to stand firm in this truth. Plant your feet on it as if your life depends on it, because your abundant life does. Walk boldly in this light, not with arrogance but with the humble confidence of a beloved child who knows their father is the king. Let your voice be heard. The world needs your sound. Let your heart be seen. World needs its authenticity. Let your purpose be fulfilled. The world needs your unique contribution. This pivotal moment also calls for deep, intentional reflection. It is a time to drop anchor in the stormy seas of change and revelation, to ensure you are moored not to the shifting opinions of people or the fluctuating circumstances of life, but to the bedrock of your identity in Christ. Look back over the journey. Remember the times you carried the light when it felt impossibly heavy, a weight you were not sure you could bear. You carried it anyway. Remember when it seemed that no one noticed your kindness, your integrity, your persevered anyway. You have loved with a love that is not human in its origin. It is a love that mirrors the very heart of God, a love that is patient, kind, keeps no record of wrongs, and always hopes. You have loved this way even when that love was not returned, not acknowledged, or even rejected. You have endured. You have endured hardships, betrayals, and seasons of profound loneliness with a strength that you knew was not your own. It was a resilience sourced directly from the Spirit of God within you, a fortitude that emerged even when the world did its utmost to break you. This is the very essence of who you are. You are not defined by your victories or your failures, but by your core identity. A warrior of light, a steadfast carrier of truth, a beloved and cherished child of the Most High God. This revelation is not God making you something new. It is God revealing who you have been all along. And now you are being called to step into the full expression, the full ownership of this glorious identity. This revelation inevitably sends ripples through the pond of your relationships, changing their dynamics forever. Relationships built on power imbalances, on your perceived need for validation from certain individuals, are being recalibrated by truth. Those who once held a strange power over you through their indifference, their dismissal, or their casual neglect, are finding that their influence is dissolving. The truth has broken those chains. You no longer need to seek their approval to know your worth, because your worth has been declared by God. This is especially profound in the context of your special person. This individual, for reasons known only to God's grand design, has been a central figure in your narrative of longing and love. They have represented a deep desire of your heart. And now they are standing at a personal crossroads, confronted by the undeniable truth of who you are. The scales have fallen from their eyes. They see your value, your strength, your light, not as abstract concepts but as tangible, powerful realities. Now they must choose. This is their sovereign journey, their own test of character. Will they embrace this revealed truth? Will they have the courage to humble themselves, to acknowledge their past? To acknowledge their past, blindness, the times they failed to see you, to cherish you, to choose you. Will they seek to make things right, to bridge the distance they themselves may have created, or will they resist? Will they allow pride, fear, or shame to build a wall, to keep them at a respectful but painful distance, admiring the light but refusing to step into its warmth? This choice is theirs and theirs alone. Your role is not to manipulate, convince, or persuade them. Your role is to continue walking unwaveringly in your truth, to continue shining your light with joyful consistency, to continue trusting in God's perfect timing and sovereign will for your life and your relationships. Your peace cannot be contingent on their decision. Your identity is already settled, regardless of their response. And as you walk forward in this freedom, understand that this divine visibility extends far beyond this one relationship. It is about the broader tapestry of your life, your entire world. Your family members who may have fallen into the trap of familiarity and thus overlooked the extraordinary person you have become, will begin to do a double take. They will begin to see the divine glow upon you, a certain grace in your demeanor that commands a new level of respect and admiration. Friends who once failed to understand the depths of your heart, who may have categorized you or placed you in a neat little box, will find that box breaking open. They will begin to sense the profound depth of your spirit, your compassion, and your wisdom. Even strangers will be drawn to the presence you carry. There will be an unmistakable aura about you, not one of pride but of peace, not of arrogance but of authority. They will sense that there is something extraordinary about you, something set apart. They may not articulate it as such, but they will feel they are in the presence of someone who knows God intimately. This is your season of divine visibility, a season where the truth about you can no longer be hidden, and it will touch and transform every corner of your world. Yet, even as you step into this brilliant new season, I recognize that your heart is a complex and beautiful thing. It may still carry the very real weight of the past. The wounds of being unseen leave deep scars. The pain of being misunderstood creates tender spots. The deep soul-level ache of love offered but not returned, of vulnerability met with rejection. These are not erased by a simple change in circumstance. They are real, and they deserve acknowledgement. Do not pretend they do not exist. Instead, I encourage you to bring these wounds, these tender places, to the feet of the one who has seen it all. Lay them bare before the throne of grace, which is not a throne of judgment but a place of infinite mercy and compassionate understanding. It is here that healing flows like a mighty cleansing river. Let God's perfect love wash over every scar, every broken place, every memory that brings a wince of pain. His love is not a bandage, it is a restorative power that can rewrite the narrative of those wounds. You are not, and never will be, defined by the moments you were overlooked, rejected, or forgotten. You are defined by the eternal truth of who you are in Him, a beloved child wanted and adored. A chosen vessel, selected for a purpose. A light that shines in the darkness, a darkness that can never, ever overcome it. This is a sacred moment to anchor yourself in the fertile soil of gratitude. Gratitude is the language of heaven, and the surest path to a guarded and joyful heart. Give thanks for the entire journey, not just the mountaintop but the valley too. Give thanks for the profound lessons learned in the low places where you learned to depend on God alone. Give thanks for the strength that was forged in the fire of waiting, a strength that could have been gained no other way. Give thanks for the truth that has now been revealed, for the hearts that are even now being softened toward you, for the eyes that are being opened to see you clearly. Give thanks for the God who sees you, Hagar's God El Roy, who knows you intimately and who has never, not for a single second, left your side. His timing is perfect even when it tried your patience. His plans are good, even when you couldn't perceive their goodness. His love is unending, a vast ocean in which you are forever submerged. As you give thanks, you will feel a miraculous shift within you. Your heart will feel lighter, your spirit will be fortified with a resilient strength, and your steps will become sure and confident on this new path. I invite you now to seal this moment, to make it more than just words you've read. Engage in a prophetic act of faith, a tangible declaration that you are in agreement with heaven's whisper over your life. If your heart has received this word, if it resonates in the deepest parts of your spirit, whisper, Amen, where you are. Let the sound leave your lips and enter the spiritual atmosphere. A signal of your agreement. Or write it down boldly, a declaration for heaven and earth to bear witness. If you believe that God is actively revealing truth and bringing alignment to your relationships, declare it by typing 111, a numeric echo of new beginnings and divine alignment. If your soul yearns for divine clarity, for the fog to lift and for your path to be made straight and clear, type 222 as a declaration of your faith in God's faithful guidance. If you are making the conscious choice to trust God's perfect timing over your own anxious striving and weary waiting, type 777, the number of spiritual perfection and completion, a sign of your surrender. If you truly believe that this truth will set you free from past pain, free from present strongholds, free for a future of purpose, then type 999, signifying the completion of a cycle and the fullness of God's work. These are not mere numbers, they are faith-filled declarations. They are your way of participating in your own destiny, of aligning your spirit with God's truth and opening the gates for its manifestation. In the natural realm, you are saying to the universe, to the spiritual forces at work, and to your own soul, I believe, I receive, I am ready. And so, with a heart full of love and anticipation for what God is doing in you, I bless you. I bless you with a courageous spirit, the kind that dares to walk in the full truth of who you are, even when it feels vulnerable. I bless you with a strength that is not your own, a divine fortitude that enables you to shine your light without fear, without apology, and without dimming it for the comfort of others. I bless you with the profound peace of God, a peace that is so beyond human understanding, that it will stand guard over your heart and your mind, protecting you from anxiety and doubt. I bless you with relationships that are recalibrated by truth. Relationships that see you, truly see you, that honor the person you are, and that cherish the sacred gift of your love. I bless you with a heart that is truly free, unburdened by the weight of yesterday, fully healed by the relentless love of the one who sees you, knows you, and calls you his own. Never forget this. Let it be the song your heart sings. Your special person has found out the truth about you, the truth that you are chosen, not as a last resort, but as a first choice. The truth that you are light, capable of dispelling any darkness. The truth that you are an irreplaceable part of a divine plan that is grander, more beautiful and more exhilarating than anything your own imagination could have concocted. Walk boldly in this truth. Do not shrink back into old patterns of insecurity. Do not allow the phantom whispers of doubt to weaken your steps or make you hesitate. Do not let the fear of what others might think or do ever again silence the powerful voice God has given you. You are heaven's beloved. The truth has been revealed, and the truth has set you free. Free to be, free to love, free to shine. This is your moment. This is your season. This is your time. The world is waking up, stretching its limbs and opening its eyes to the truth of who you are. And that truth, your truth, will change everything. Amen.